All right, cool. So, welcome, everyone to Africans Talk Football TV. We got a full house today. It looks good, man. How's everybody feeling?
Great,
Doing
man.
well.
All right.
It's good to see everybody, and thank you again to all of our friends, all of our supporters, all of our fans out there. Who've just been with us this whole season, man. It's crazy. We're about to be, in the last final stretch. We have about 10, 11 games left for most people in the Prem. We got our FA Cup quarterfinals coming up soon. We have Champions League quarterfinals coming up very, very soon. This is the final last few months of football, at least European football, and so it's been a fun season. Obviously, there's still a lot to fight for in the league. There's three teams at the top right now, and they're all fighting. We're going to get that into that actually really soon here, but just again wanted to say thank you to all of our friends out there, even those Tottenham fans who at the beginning of the year thought they would win the league. You guys don't look too bad, you guys are still hanging in there, so shout out to
Hmm.
to everyone who watches the Prem. But like I said, we have a lot to speak about just because this was a big week. Just going to jump right into the Liverpool versus Man City match. Obviously, that was the marquee match of the weekend, the match everybody was looking forward to. At the time, this was the two versus the three. Since Arsenal had played earlier in the week, they, had done what they needed to do. We'll get to that a little bit later, but Arsenal, put the pressure on that Liverpool City match. And last week, I was in here saying that I thought Liverpool would win 2-1. Personally, I thought that's how it was going to go.
We should have.
Hmm.
We'll talk about
Mhm.
that, but I personally thought because they were at home at Anfield, they would have that extra little push because Salah was back. I didn't think he would start, but I thought he would, add a little bit of danger that they hadn't had before. And I said, in order for City to win, they needed Kevin Holland and Kevin De Bruyne all to be at a 10 out of 10, at least an 8 out of 10. And in the second half of the match, I think Liverpool totally neutralized Kevin. That's why he was out at 60 minutes. I believe once Kevin left, that link up to De Bruyne wasn't there. I think he maybe touched the ball 4 or 5 times in the whole
You mean
second
Holland?
half. Or Haaland, yeah. I believe
Mhm.
Haaland only touched the ball 4 or 5 times in the second half. And, he was completely taken out of the game. Foden as well was completely taken out of the game. And I believe Liverpool, had the most clear cut chances with Luis Diaz specifically in the second half to take the lead. He had two, three chances kind of within a 5 minute span for real that, all were very, very clear. All were great chances for them to go ahead. But, shout out to City, shout out to Ortega. Ederson was also taken out of the game. So there was a lot that, happened in this match. There was drama, 1-1 match. There was a penalty, penalty shouts and everything. So both matches, home and away for City and Liverpool, ended in 1-1 draws. I think, you know, as an impartial, when you look at these matches, this is kind of what you want to see from the top two teams, top three teams in the Prem. You want to see goals, but you also want to see a tactical battle between the managers. And I think we got 12v12. That's why I was kind of telling Yasser, who I was watching the game with. I said this was a 12 versus 12 match the entire 90 minutes. The 11 players on the pitch, and then, the managers as well. Because if you look at the first City goal, that was straight off the training ground, their corner kick, where Kanji kind of boxed out, the player, and John Stone scored. And then on the other end, it was just great by Darwin Nunez to draw the PK. But, Solo, our resident City fan, going into the match, I think last week you said that you thought you guys were going to win. You thought you had a little bit of firepower to push you over the edge. What were your thoughts specifically going into that second half when you guys were up 1-0, but on the back foot in that entire second half?
Yeah, I think last week I think the prediction was like 2-1 or something, and I was thinking it would be tight, but and it was tight, but I thought we would be able to push through. And going after that first goal, I was thinking that we would be able to figure out, like, we've been doing pretty well in our second halves, but that's one thing I've kind of been forgetting about is this year in particular, we've been a team of two halves. Like, we either have one, we can only put together one good 45 minutes of football, and then the other one is going to be a little bit weird either. And so we've, had a lot of comebacks because of that, where we started off kind of not the best and then came back afterwards. But this time it was the other way around, where I think we were better off in the first half playing the game. And especially after I disagree with Kevin being taken off. I agree with Alvarez being taken off just because I think he's not on the wings. He's not meant for that. But when they took Kevin off is when I saw that we were having even more trouble than we were before getting the ball to where we need to get a final action out of it. But shout out to Kovacic because to Pep's credit, he came in and immediately controlled the game and got us back that possession that we needed. And I think that for me was just a reminder of like the quality of people that we have brought in that we forget about sometimes when we're looking at the Kevins, the Hollands, and all them. I think with Liverpool, so I feel like Liverpool definitely lost that game more than anything because there were some clear-cut chances. And we had some too. Foden could have made his. Doku, I wasn't expecting it, but it was really close. But yeah, with Liverpool, they really had a chance to, I think, close this game out. And even outside of the kind of controversial call at the end, which for me personally, I've seen that happen before. I mean, earlier this year with Diego Jota on the Tottenham player, and he got a penalty, he got a foul for that, but that was in the middle of the park. But I've always said that, in my opinion, it makes sense why there's a difference in terms of like what is I guess considered a foul when you're in the box versus outside of the box. And I think it has, and the reason I've said that is because I've had to accept that. That's happened to us so many times where a foul that should have been a foul outside wasn't a foul in the penalty box. And every time what I was told was when it's in the penalty box, it's a different level of like you have to reach a certain level of like I guess proof to say that what it is and what it isn't.
I mean, have you seen some of these PKs they've called this season?
And I've seen some of the PKs they haven't called. It's been bad.
That was a PK.
I don't think it was. I don't think. So here's the thing. Will I say it's a foul? Yes. Do I think it's a PK? No. It's a PK worthy foul? No. I don't. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
If you get the ball first, if you see him pulling his feet away, like, and do you see McAllister? Here's the funny thing. You look at it. Doku's looking at the ball, trying to get it. McAllister's looking straight at him and just ran right at him. And I'm like, you see this little dude that's with his feet up in the air, and you running full chest. So I was just like, on my opinion, I'm like, who's looking at who? He saw the contact and went right into it. Doku didn't, and then when he did, was try to pull his feet away, but couldn't. So I was like, but
me personally, I think I've seen some worse calls this season, and some really soft calls. That one was a PK, in my opinion.
Clearly,
like it was a PK. I'm sorry. Like they've given worse calls than that.
They
soft calls
in the reverse fixture when Akanji went up to get the ball and then was trying to head it, and then he like literally want to tell you brushed Allison's like shoulder, and everybody's like, why is this a call? And they called it as a foul and they took away the goal. They disallowed it. And I was like, hold up. That in that instance, I'm like, that's not a penalty worthy foul. And everybody agreed there. And for me, I feel like with Doku's kick, I was like, that's a foul, but he wasn't looking away. He touched the ball. Like he got the ball first.
I think Michael Oliver was just trying to avoid the controversy,
1,000%.
At the end of the game. Yeah.
He's had thing is too, Michael Oliver has one of the worst records against us. Every time I see him on a list, I'm like, yo, he's about to get us, he's about to sneak us, he's done.
That's our Anthony Taylor.
Yeah, bro. That's why I was surprised that he didn't give it. And because in my opinion, I was like, anytime he has a chance to give a penalty, he will. So he didn't, and I'm like, it's a title deciding game. And it's about to get decided by like what I consider barely a penalty or a foul. No one got hurt.
And honestly, Solo, I think that's why he didn't, because I mean, bro, that was at the very, very bitter end of the match.
Yeah.
And just like we all saying, like that would have been very, very controversial. And I don't, for the most part this year, we've all said that VAR has been very controversial. It's been hit or miss. It's been, we call it one way this week, and then next week we see the same thing and we call it a different way. Yeah. And honestly, I believe the game was officiated pretty well. you know, and for it to come down to that in the last second, I think he kind of just cut his losses and just said, if I call this a pen, I'm going to get hate. If I don't call it, I'm going to get hate, but I'd rather just end the game here and have it be a draw and not have a game like this where we all know the importance of who gets this 3 points. It could determine the entire league. So let me just go ahead and just let me just head out. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Honestly, my fault. So I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I completely agree. That's the point that I wanted to make. I thought Michael Oliver called a great match. Just hands down. Like he understood the assignment. He understood that this is a title in a sense. Like this is like a final, not title. Sorry, this is a final in a sense for both teams. And from minute one, he was letting everyone play. Like none of the knick-knack fouls. Like we both know who you are. We're both here to put on a show. You guys go and put on a show. If something's really a foul, I'll call it. But outside of that, I'm just gonna let the game flow. And I thought, he did an amazing job. And to Cornelius's point, calling a PK at the end would have ruined it unless it's clear cut. And for me, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think this was clear cut. I think it was bad. And I think in a lot of other circumstances, it would have been called. I think if this wasn't City v Liverpool in the title,
93rd minute,
I think it's called. 10 times out of 10, I think it's called. But I clearly said, I think he just understood the moment and was just like, I'm not going to let this decide
the game.
Race. Like I would rather just keep it even closer, and then you guys can play, the rest of the matches and see how the cookie crumbles. So I thought it was one. I thought this was one of the best games of the season easily. I think it's just up there with like when Chelsea played City. I think it's just up there with them. This is definitely one of the best games that we've seen this season. But I think officiating actually got it spot on that day. I think I got it spot on. And I don't see that a lot from Michael Oliver. I usually have a problem with him every week, but but no, they got it spot on. The match was spot on, and I think you're right, Solo. You definitely should have lost. Grateful to have a point out of that match for sure. Because
Luis Diaz, he missed 3 chances. He don't miss
bro,
that.
He was
5 minutes, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to bring him up, but he was looking like early Nico Jackson when the ball kept getting crossed and he's just just taking touches. I'm like, yo, I'm not saying now he was different today, but I'm like, yo, this guy, he didn't look good. I'm not gonna lie, he did not look good.
He wasn't LD.
What's scary too is that Salah came on, and immediately the team just started to make it left and right, and that's when I was like, As soon as
Ederson got injured too, he said, "Yep, it's time.
Time to go." And that's why I was like, when I saw with that, for me, I think was a bad sign for both City and Arsenal, where it's like, okay, this is them with out of their 12 injuries, 6 of them coming back. And now with Salah and just the jump in quality that they just got from that. So it's like, Liverpool's in an interesting spot.
I have a question. So I hear what you guys are saying about the ref, having to be in a position where he's aware of the magnitude of the decision. He's aware of
any of it.
How impactful, I'm not how impactful this decision was. I'm glad at least the ref was aware. My question is how, as Jeremy Doku, how are you just so irresponsible to put yourself and the team in that position? Because for me, the last time that I saw this challenge happen was in the 2010 World Cup when Nigel de Jong
it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, bro.
He hit him in the. This is Sparta. Yes, he sent him over the leg, bro. No, I think that we're completely. I mean, Doku got away with one. I think that this was completely on the ref. I think that these are professionals, and these guys have to see out the game. This is a part of the game. You're in the 90 plus. You're in almost out of the stoppage time, and for you to put yourself into that position, understanding, the magnitude of the game, is irresponsible. Completely irresponsible.
I agree, but bro, look at the foul. Look at the quote unquote foul that you're talking about. Bro, he gets the ball.
He gets the ball first.
Let's be 100% honest. He gets the ball first, His eyes are completely on the ball, and then it's the follow through. It was similar to like I think it was Kyle Walker's challenge, or I think Kyle Walker had a challenge where like it was just the follow through that was bad. It wasn't like it was just his momentum. It wasn't like he was meaning to like have a bad foul or serious foul play. He got the ball. It's not one thing like how Nani put his foot up and he didn't touch the ball at all. You know what I mean? It's not straight.
Or DeJong, he just went straight for the
Hold
chest.
on, but did De Jong not hit the ball?
Oh, come on.
De Jong didn't hit the ball?
Bro,
he missed the whole thing.
He Rocky
side by side. Come on, fam.
That man had to go to the hospital.
Side by side. It's
yeah. Also, Doku is like you're right. It's not the best choice. He's a 21-year-old kid that's had a bad run of form that was brought on to like do something.
Exactly. So you decided to go sweet chin music, the guy in the penalty box.
I just say it makes sense why in his mind he's just like, I'm gonna make sure nothing happens, and he rushed, and that was on him.
Do you think he's been figured out?
I think right now he needs to figure out another tool. Yes, because like I think PL defenders know like if you get two people on him, he could do a 1-on-1, but 1-on-2 is not necessarily where he's at. And then also just stop his momentum just a little bit, and he'll immediately not know what to do. And I think so. He has like this kind of. He reminds me of like early Sterling, where it's like
this is year one.
Yeah, it's year one. I'm like, you got to figure out that decision part.
Okay,
that'll come though.
It will, and I think like just to speak on this match in terms of like the Klopp Guardiola, because they've been this specific matchup of Liverpool versus City has, I would say, been one of the more defining matchups of the past, like I would say the past 10 years or so.
Yeah, of this era, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this era, it's like it's very similar to Arsenal and United during the Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger days in terms of momentum and like impact on title. And it just helps that the quality of football has gotten better since then. And the fact like this is the last time.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
And we're going to not see a Klopp Liverpool going up against a Pep City. It's great that I'm glad it ended actually kind of as a 1-1 draw, because really they've been every time they match up with each other, it's been like that where it's just matching up. So it felt a little bit poetic that it stayed at a draw where it's like, hey, like good games, great competition. Whoever comes next, we'll see. Does the City-Liverpool rivalry grow past this point, or does it just stay? So we'll see. He learned.
Okay, last thing. Ederson is out 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Are you guys worried? Are you worried as a City
Ortega
fan?
is wow.
Yeah, he's
4 weeks, dog.
He's 4 weeks. And the part that's worrying is I think Arsenal's in that 4 weeks.
Oh yeah,
yep.
You have Arsenal very soon.
See you at the end of the month.
Yeah, so it's like that's a little bit worrying, but I will say so he's a better shot stopper than Ederson is, but Ederson's a better with his feet, and so I think like if we limit the amount of chances the defense does and just keeps it really simple, we'll be all right. That part I'm not actually as much worried about. Actually, now the past couple of weeks I've been more focused on like I kind of see why Grealish was good for us last year even more now, because we got random people playing on that side now. We got Alvarez, we had Nunez on the left side, we had Doku. He hasn't been working out for the past couple of weeks, and it's just that consistent 7s and 8s that Grealish be hitting 7 and 8s left and right. And so I think like for me, we're just not what we were last year. And so Arsenal, which we can go to next, I think has a chance to really hit us back hard in this next game. But we just gotta limit those chances. Whatever chances we can limit, we just gotta limit.
Top of that team.
I mean, if Ramsdale's in goal, then you may have a chance. I do have a question. I'm gonna ask you guys later, though.
Yeah, before we move over to Arsenal, I just wanted to end on what Solo said, because I don't want to make it understatement. This Klopp versus Pep era has been some of the best football we've seen ever. Just ever. This going back to when did Klopp come? 2015? Was that his first year?
Yeah.
14 or 15 from
15.
yeah.
He came
So
a year before Pep, so yeah, 14.
yeah, so from 15 or 16, whenever Pep got to City, this whole era, I just looked it up. Liverpool edged it out. They had 12 wins. Klopp had 12 wins. Pep had 11 wins, and there were 6 draws. They said even going back to the Community Shields. So when you look at their head to head, I mean, they're essentially neck and neck. And this year proves it. The reverse fixtures was also 1-1. So it, like I said, when you're seeing these two teams go up, it's not just the 11 guys on the pitch, it's also the manager versus the manager. And it's bittersweet to kind of see it end on a 1-1 draw, but it makes a lot of sense that it ended on a 1-1 draw. And I was like, we were saying it just like, dang, like this is just a whole match. I was just watching from the first 10-15 minutes. It was just good football. I mean, end to end, the entire match, just great football, and it's you look at Liverpool, they had 6 starters out and still were able to do it with these young guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very good for the league. And Solo, I hope that this rivalry does live on, even with Klopp, leaving. I hope that whatever manager they do find next keeps the ante up, keeps the caliber up, because the Premier League needs this. We need those top 4 teams to have battles and for it to be close and for there to be actual like rivalries and for there to be actual substance in the league. You know what I'm saying? As much as it's been Pep's league for the last, let's call it better turn of a decade. We need those fights. We need those little parts in the storyline that make it even better, when we look back and see what happened in the 2000s, what happened in the 2020s. So it was dope. Go ahead.
I just want to add one thing that also made this specifically unique to me has been the matchups between Pep and Klopp in the Premier League. It's all about ball. Like it's very little off-field like beefs. Like Liverpool United, long-lasting rivalry of just like things that have happened off the court, off the pitch. Same with Arsenal United in the sense of it was really tied up in Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson and their personalities and how they were talking about each other. This has just been straight ball. That's it. It's just about who's better on the pitch. And that's what I missed that from rivalries where it's less about the people and more about their abilities.
Well, I mean, we all know who changed that. That was Jose. Jose is the one that made it personal. I had a question for you guys though. So Klopp and Pep will probably go down as one of the best rivalries, if not the best rivalry. Me personally, I would say it's up there. I want to ask you guys, what are your top 5 Premier League rivalries?
Like manager rivalries?
Yeah. And is this number 1? Me personally, I would say I think I would put it at 1.
Really? I put Jose and Wenger at 1. For sure. That one was
real. They had real smoke. They didn't like each other. Yeah, they didn't like each other. Yeah.
Real. So I put that 1 and then I'll probably put Sir Alex, Wenger at 2, and then probably Klopp, Pep 3. And then 4. Who would be 4?
Those are
Tuchel and Conte.
I was thinking.
That's the heat.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Lampard and Klopp. I don't know. I can't think of any other ones.
Like any big ones, yeah. I feel like they haven't been in the league long enough to actually like have that. A lot of these managers.
Oh yeah,
they keep moving around too much.
Yeah.
For me, it's Pep and Klopp for number 1, but number 2 is Jose and Arsene. That was like when I was getting into the Premier League football, and I just remember like, dang, like I ain't never seen American coaches talk to each other like this.
Yeah, Jose always he got personal. It was clearly about him.
It was funny.
I'm still putting Jose in. Well, honestly, nah. If I can, I might put Jose and Wenger at 1. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What about Poch and Jose? I feel like Chelsea and Tottenham. I feel like you guys always had a little thing going.
Bro, we used to smack them up.
Would you say Arteta, Klopp?
Ooh,
they kind of had a little bit.
They've had some things.
They've had some riffs. Yeah. Arteta, Klopp. I'm not gonna put that.
It's
up
only
there.
3 years old.
Yeah.
Like, nah. We're not gonna do that.
I mean,
We're not gonna do that.
Those top three are probably the top three, the three to go to.
Yeah.
Ole and Pep.
So moving on to Arsenal.
Seriously.
No, but I mean, I'll let Gabriel talk about this Arsenal match, but you know, this was one of those matches where this was probably a turning point for them. You know, with 10 matches left, this is kind of where you have to buckle down, and you know, this is crunch time for real. Yeah, young Trudy knows Jose and Wenger was real smoke. But yeah, man, as far as Arsenal goes, this, especially being that this was the week that Arsenal saw Liverpool, you know, I would say this weekend probably worked out in Arsenal's favor. They got the 3 points. They stayed on top of the table because there was a draw on the other match. And, you know, I know Gabriel's been on this podcast saying usually he is a team that plays later in the week. Usually the pressure is on Arsenal because City and Liverpool have already played, so they've already gotten their 3 points. And, you know, Arsenal's kind of playing catch up. And this week it was the other way around. You know, Arsenal had a very, very tough match, able to thug it out with the 2-1 win over Brentford. And then now they kind of sit back and watch what happens with the City and Liverpool match. So, you know, as far as Brentford, you know, 2-1, and shout out to Wissa, because I said this a few weeks ago when he played Chelsea. That guy works so hard, man. You know, he's been healthy all year without Mbuemo for a little bit, without Tony for most of the year because of his, you know, his ban. He's kept Brentford mid-table. You know, he's had to dig out a lot of games where he's been the only one to score. You know, against Chelsea, like I said, he scored that wonder goal that kept them in the match. And so he's a hard worker. He's one of those guys that's always going to be annoying. He's always looking for goals, and he can shoot with right foot, left foot. He's good in the air as well. He made it a match, man. And, you know, Aaron Ramsdale, there's been a lot of discourse on him and whether his, you know, his tenure at Arsenal is over or not. But regardless, Arsenal was able to do what championship sides teams do, and they were able to find the win. And that's going to be the biggest 3 points probably until they play City, you know, at the end of the month. But Gabriel, what was your take on the match, and how do you feel now that you guys are back in first place and you know, in control of the race?
He's about to play the song. God damn it.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be mine, no. I feel like that.
Oh my god! Oh, these guys.
Player of the season. Player of the season.
Arps player this season, either him or Saka. But
I'm just saying. I mean,
for the Premier League.
I think
we'll
if we're
talk about
doing,
that.
if we're gonna nominate 5 people, I don't see why he can't be in that.
Yeah,
Soccer in there. Both of them.
Mike, who would be in the 5? I don't. Who would be in your 5? Let me hear you.
Ollie Watkins is in there.
Ollie Watkins. In what place? In what place? In what place, Mike?
Bro, he's he's amazing right now. Like,
no, he has to be top
16
5.
and 10, bro. He has 16 and 10. You can't really speak to him right now.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins is bomb.
From
Watkins
place,
like the front 3 did for the first half of the season.
Yeah.
This guy's in first place. You're talking to me a guy that's in what place? What are you talking
fourth.
about?
He's in the top 4. Are you in the top 4? Are
you? Right?
I'm not talking. I didn't nominate anybody. You said Ollie Watkins. He's your first one.
No, he probably is. I'm just trying to hate. You can't give this boys love right now, man.
Mike, it all comes full circle. This way. Go ahead, Gabriel.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
You know, I just thought this win was it was needed. I think 3 points were needed this week. Just in general, but I think this was a very professional win. And on top of that, I think this win shows our growth. In years past, not years past, I just want to just go back to last year. Last year, I don't think we would have gotten the 3 points. I think last year it might have ended as a draw. And sometimes, like, you know, To Kano's point, sometimes it is played easier to play earlier in the week, or sometimes it's nice to play later in the week. But for this match, I don't think it mattered when we played in the week, if I'm being completely honest. I like that we played earlier in the week, but I don't think it mattered because I think they knew the weight that this match had because of Liverpool and City playing on the same week. Just like when Liverpool plays on the 31st or the 30th and we play City, they're they're under pressure no matter when they play. You know what I mean? It's the race that we're in right now. So, I think this is just a very professional win. We played well. It was just hard to break through, if I'm being completely honest. And I yeah, to be honest, I really don't have too much to say about this win. Like, we got the job done. We got 3 points. Kai Havertz is on fire right now. I love it. Declan Rice is playing well right now. I love it. Saka's keep continuing to just have an amazing season and building on what he did last year. And now, all I'm looking forward towards is Porto, obviously tomorrow. But then I've been looking at City since January. Like, I'm not joking. I've since January, since the turn of the year, I've been looking. It's been marked on my calendar. Like, this match is going to decide the title race. And I didn't know exactly where it would be when this time came. I didn't know where City would be, but I expected us all to be in the same realm. And lo and behold, we're 1 point away. Not too many goal differential isn't far away, and I strongly believe that this will decide the title race. We both play, other top six teams. We play United away. We play Spurs away, which would be tough. We play Villa at home this before the season ends too. So, Liverpool plays. I think they play United as well. They play Villa away, United away. City has some matchups as well. So we all play other teams, but when it comes to this specific match, I think if there is a winner and a loser, I personally think that winner will go on and win the title. Just me personally. And yeah, there's really not much else to say about it. I think just that win, whoever wins that match, that is going to give them the confidence to go on and be like, all right, we got the hardest part out of the way. Now let's just go take care of business each and every week, and they're going to be locked in. And it's not like the title's going to be decided that day. Of course, there are going to be 9 other matches that we need to play when you go take care of business every week. But from a momentum standpoint, from a mentality standpoint, from a team morale standpoint, fan base standpoint, you know, just everything around it's really leading up to kind of this match. So yeah, if I'm being honest, I really don't have too much to say about Brentford. We got the dub, we got the win. Ramsdale had his mistake, but for being completely honest, he saved us as well. Let's be real. He saved. He had a couple great saves that got us. That kept us on a clean sheet, or not clean sheet, but
The
kept
game.
it 2-1. Yeah, kept us in the game, and that's all we can ask for. Yes, terrible mistake. It's a lone mistake too. It's not like you slipped. It's not like clean ball to you. Not Saliba mess anything up. You just took too long. You messed up. And it is what it is. But that's why we have a team. That's why when other guys make mistakes, like when Saliba had an own goal in his first couple matches, we come back and the guys do a service and we get the job done. And it is what it is. His stock just went down, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We have Raya coming in for the rest of the season. I doubt that he'll be missing any matches. Hopefully, he stays healthy, and we move on from that. That's just it is what it is moment. So I'm truthfully just we have 2 extremely important matches left during this month, and there are only 2 matches, Porto and City. And I mean, yes, I think we're going to go handle business at home against Porto. And I'm honestly like these next 2 matches, Arsenal matches, I'm worried about. Like Yasser, he's sitting right next to me. He's been telling me we're gonna smack Porto up, and me, I'm like, bro, we just lost 1-0. Like, I don't take anything for granted, like at all. It doesn't matter what type of form you've been in, anything. Like we barely just got out of Brentford at home. So and these European ties are tricky, So like I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm just like you said, at this point we're in crunch time, 1 game at a time. Take care of Porto. After that, you have a 2.5 week break to prepare for the biggest game of the season at this point. So I'm just at a just smooth and steady type of like mentality right now. Just smooth and steady. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Just just consistent. Consistency wins titles. Honestly. So if you guys are consistent in your play and all of this, I'm not saying you guys have to go out and score 5 goals and 6 goals every match. That's not expected. You know what I mean? Like I don't expect that, but I expect wins. And this weekend proved that. Win. Just win. I don't care how ugly it has to be sometimes. It can be 2 own goals and a corner kick that barely went in, and we win 3-2. As long as you win, I don't care. We're in a title race. Like the only thing that matters at this point, the only thing that matters is our statistics. Yeah, it's our statistics. 3 points. That's it. 3 points. If you don't get 3 points, you're probably gonna drop because these other teams are gonna get 3 points. It's just where we're at in the season right now. So right now, I'm just very like just statistical and analytical, and just I don't care how the job gets done. Just get the job done. So thank you, Solo, for holding on because I really didn't think you would. I thought Doku was definitely going to give up that PK. And thank you, Liverpool and Luis Diaz for not scoring because this is honestly the best possible scenario of a weekend we could have ever had. I thought this match was going to end up, 2-1, like you guys said, maybe 3-1 at some moments. But like I told Yasser, it could have been 9-9. 12-12, 5-5. I didn't care. As long as it's a draw, I'm good. So yeah, no, best possible weekend, and just honestly just looking forward to tomorrow. Because I think tomorrow's match is not only a momentum match, but it'll kill team morale if we're not in the Champions League detrimentally. And then it's going to put even more pressure on the City match away from home, which I don't want at all. I don't want that. So. I really think
big game tomorrow.
I think I don't want to I will gas. I think tomorrow's game is as important as the City match. I'll tell you that right now. I'll put that on wax.
Is it more?
I know. I don't think it's more important. I don't think it's more important because I think it's always good to conquer home first. So I would want to conquer home first, but I think tomorrow's match is just as important as the City match 2.5 weeks later, and we need to go into this match treating it like a final because it is a final and we're down a goal. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say.
I'll say for Arsenal, this. So the thing is, last year they spent most of the season on top, and then this year they're getting back to the top of the season towards the end of it. And so I'm interested because the next couple of weeks is when all eyes are on Arsenal and to see if what growth they've had since last year, because it's tough when you're chasing, you're chasing after it.
Exactly.
Different energy. You don't have to you can build off that, especially when you got a young squad like this, like keeping them hungry is easier. But for this, when you're at the top and everybody's trying to take points off you, and y'all the tricky matchup outside of course with City is Everton at the end of the season, which is hilarious to me because Everton has a chance to decide Liverpool's title chance potentially, and I'm like, do you give up or do you play? Because they also have to not get relegated, and so it's weird because
I think they'll be okay because they're not they got their 4 points back from that 10-point ban. They reduced it to 6, so they still got a little wiggle room. I think they'll be all right.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I mean, but to Solo's point though, I agree with everything you just had to say, bro. Like all the points that you just made are valid, and yeah, bro. It's at the end of the season, we have tough Spurs. Like Yasser's been saying it, Spurs away, bro. It's not gonna be easy. Spurs away. I'm sorry.
Be careful, Yasser.
Tricky matchup.
And that's my thing. And City also has to see City also has to see Spurs away.
We still have to see some big clubs away. So as much as I want to say this was to decide the title race, it won't. There's still 9 matches to play, and there's still a lot of time. But to your point about chasing, I remember saying, I don't know, you don't think you're on this episode Solo, but I remember saying some episodes ago, I liked the position that we're in when we were chasing because you're always fighting for something. You understand that if you drop points now, you might be out of it. So you want to stay in it. So you want to keep, winning and winning, try to reach to the top. But, once you get to the top, now it's everyone has to,
Yeah.
try and take your head off and you have to live and maintain. Like I know it's probably a bad example, but like drug dealers are great when they're grinding because all they're doing is hustling, 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 hustling. But then when they
Yeah.
become the king, now it's like, dang, bro, I gotta live, maintain, make sure this
Yeah.
relationship cool, and then make sure everything is consistent and steady, or else my spot's gonna get taken. And that's the position we're in right now. And I personally think it'll be a little bit easier with it being 9 matches or 10 matches instead of whatever 28 matches we're on top, 30 matches we're on top last season. I think it's a shorter time span, so I do like the position that we're in, but at the same time, once you're king, everyone wants to take your head off. It doesn't matter how big or how small. I mean, the lowest street corner guy is trying to take the king's head off, you know what I mean? So just to say he did it, Luton's gonna just to say they did it. Oh yeah, we got a point, just to say they did it, you know what I mean? So it is going to be and these are positions that we've been in the past 2 seasons, but not consistently, like Liverpool and City, so they have more experience with those things. But yeah, it's going to be a really really interesting month, honestly, for me. Just we only have 2 more matches this month, and these 2 matches I feel like are very will be very deciding for our team and staying kind of in this race and Champions League. So yeah, it'll be an interesting month, man. I'm really looking forward to this football, and I just want to say once again, bro, this is the first proper race that I've seen in
Oh, wow.
so long, and I'm
Yeah.
honestly enjoying it. Like I look at the table so often every day, like I can't believe
Probably
it's this
been a
close.
decade for real since the mid
Yeah, like
2010s.
I
Yeah.
can't believe, and it's dope because we had City and Liverpool, that 1 point,
Mhm.
difference, and that's dope. But I can't remember the last time we had more than 2 teams really duking it out for a title. You know what I mean? And just to have these three, I'm honestly, of course, I want to win the title, but I am enjoying just the atmosphere of everything. Like
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I just want to say I'm enjoying it all. So
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's interesting, and it's probably flying under the radar. I know that Arsenal fans are looking at it because it's a big derby match, but Tottenham is very, very close to sneaking,
Mhm.
Aston Villa for that 4th spot, and they're
facts.
getting healthy. I'm saying a lot of their guys are
Yeah.
coming back. They're almost at full strength, and they want that top 4 spot. So
They
they
just took
have
an
to see
L though.
Liverpool.
They just took an L with Van der Ven though. Van der Ven just
Yeah,
picked up all
Yeah.
those
yeah, another
injuries.
one which
So
is going to be tough, but at the end of the day, Ange Postecoglou is a good manager. From what he's been able to do with this Tottenham team in his first year is is honestly it's great. Seeing that they're actually a force in the team now or in the league now. Arsenal has to go away to Tottenham. City has to go away to Tottenham, and then Liverpool sees them at home. So all of those matches are going to be very, very big. So just kind of like you said, there's still 8, 9, 10 matches left for a lot of these teams, and it's not over. So you have to take care of business week in, week out. Otherwise, the table can switch up at any point. And I think that's it's just fun for spectators, and it's fun for the
Yeah.
league. Kind of like what I was saying earlier. And it was funny how Gabriel said, it could be 3-2 win off 2 own goals and a set piece. All you have to do is win.
Take
I
it.
feel like
Mhm.
that's kind of been United's mentality for these last couple of weeks. 2 PKs, two goals, you know what I'm saying? And we move.
move.
And to
Okay.
be honest, to United's credit, they could have scored a lot more goals. I feel
Mhm.
like, this is one of those games where they didn't get the goals from open play. But, just based on Garnacho, his work rate, his ability, what he's able to do in that attacking third, hats off to him, man. He was able to draw both of the penalties. Obviously, they were both converted. But Salam, speak a little bit about Garnacho and just what he's able to do for your team, because I feel like that's the guy that you kind of have to lean on now that you're seeing Rashford kind of not, I don't want to say phase out, but his team, what he's able to do for the team isn't as as grand as years past, and you're kind of missing that goal scorer, you're kind of missing that spark in the attacking part of your squad, and now I think you got somebody there.
Yeah, I mean,
my fault.
Yeah, go ahead,
Before
bro.
you go, I just want to say, body, y'all, man.
All right.
Take care
Yes,
of this,
sir.
man. For y'all,
All
I
right.
got surgery, so
Peace, bro.
love y'all, man.
Peace. All right, so let's hear what you come up with.
Yeah, I mean, hold on, let me just put this here. Apologize. Yeah, I mean, sorry, is it good now? Yeah. What can I say? Like Cornelius said, more or less is just
Getting
getting
wins.
points. Yeah, getting points, getting wins week to week. You know, at this point of the season, you know, we have a lot of people out long term and some short term, but you know, week to week, I mean, you know, with these players, all they've shown is inconsistency on how we play. It's great we won. Garnacho is one of the few bright spots of our offense whenever Hoyland's not playing. So, I mean, with him out, obviously, he had to step up, which he did. I thought Rashford took the goal well. You know, I hope that he, you know, continues to find the back of the net because whenever he scores, we see, you know, we do well. And we need him, you know, hitting some sort of form that replicates what last season at all, you know, just to kind of help this push for one of the European spots. But no, yeah, Garnacho was great. Gives us energy. Won the 2 penalties. Did a great job there. I thought Kobe Mainu played well. I thought honestly, like my player of the year so far, just because of like what we've had to ask him to do. And he's done it to the best of his ability, and he's been solid for us, and that's Johnny Evans. I think Johnny Evans has been
Wow.
very solid for us.
Wow. That's not
One
what
of
I
the few here I am in 2024 talking about Johnny Evans, but he has been one
Back
of the
to
most.
back. It was your shout out last week
Last
too.
week,
No,
too,
yeah, no, I
bro.
have to, man.
Missed
I
it.
have to.
That's
I have
hilarious.
to. He got subbed off. Like, yo, this guy is like, he's not. He got subbed off last game too, and it's just kind of like, you know, standing ovation at Old Trafford, and it's just kind of like, I just think it says a lot about him, and you know, obviously the impact he's made since coming back, but I think it also just says a lot about our players and just where we are currently as a team with the current group. So week to week, the hope is just that we keep winning. You know, we keep winning, and hopefully these new people who are in charge now can come in and you know, facilitate the process of getting these players out and getting new, better players in that can suit a style to which they see fit. There's a lot of uncertainty going on like around United. I feel like no one knows if the manager is going to stay. No one knows if these players are going to stay. These Ineos people are just sitting back and just watching and observing. So week to week, in the meantime, I hope we get the points. I hope we can get a European spot. That will give us more money in the summer and hopefully be a more attractive place for players to come. But yeah, man.
Is top 4 still the goal?
Absolutely. I mean, Mike, the Premier League title is the goal, but I mean, the aim is the definitely top 4. I don't see like why like we're out of it. We're like what 6 points off. Like we're not. You're not out of it. I mean, the only thing is, Tottenham has 1 game in hand, but you know, I feel like it's one of those things where I know Tottenham will drop one, but I mean, I know my team will drop one. We'll drop a few. You know, we'll drop a few. So it's just a matter of, you know, in the big games for us. You know, where do we stand? That's the one thing this season. I feel like I really don't know where we stand with a lot of the big teams. I know it's City where we stand. I firmly know where we stand there. I mean, we have Liverpool this next weekend. We'll get into predictions later, but Chelsea more or less. I'm very comfortable there with you guys. I mean, but
You say that, bro.
Arsenal stuff. No, I mean, you guys, we beat you guys.
Yeah, but you have to come to Stamford Bridge.
It ain't enough for that get back.
Yeah, them too.
It's 8 points from top 4, by the way.
From top, yeah. Which I mean, it's a tall task. It's a tall task. But even I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it's top 4 the aim. It should be. It should be. But I mean, But no, I think like realistically, like a European spot would be, good for us, especially if we do get a bunch of these new players in. Like, hey, start with the Europa. Start this process of getting back to the top competitions. You gotta earn your opportunity to play there.
All right. Will you be fine? You'll be fine with the Europa
this year. Honestly, if I could get Europa and an FA, yeah, I would call it a good season. And
are you guys still in the FA Cup?
I would say yes. This weekend we play Liverpool
okay
at Old Trafford. That's our only opportunity for silverware this year. You know what I'm saying? I think we're close. We're not maybe not as close as you guys were to getting the Carabao,
Yeah.
but we're close.
One game, semi-final. That's all you need. One game.
One game.
Oh man.
When
is Harlan coming back? Rasmus
should be back for your next match, right?
They're saying he should be back for Liverpool. They were saving him for the Liverpool game.
Oh yeah, or Liverpool, yeah.
I'll take points off Liverpool.
No, this is FA Cup.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't really want to get into it, but like I think it's favorable. It's favorable.
For who?
United?
For who?
Favorable for us. It's very favorable. It's very favorable.
Over the air. That's funny.
I'm just saying. We'll get to predictions later.
But no, yeah, we can run over Chelsea real quick, man. 3-2 win today against Newcastle, another team that's been struggling, another team with injuries, another team that's very mid-table. This was a good win for Chelsea, though. At the end of the day, this was honestly probably one of my more. How do I put this? This was an enjoyable watch for the most part for me. This is kind of what I expected to see from this Chelsea team, but I'm glad that we were able to edge out the win. And I feel like a lot of the matches this year, if we just had the same sort of mentality that we had today, we would be sitting a little bit higher on the table. This was a match where we scored very early, and for the rest of the second half sat back, which was, which I was very, very, very upset with. We scored within the first 7-8 minutes of the match, and then from there, it's kind of like Newcastle slowly but surely got more and more and more into the game, and then they eventually scored at the end of the first half. And that's been my issue with Pochettino. I've been saying this since the beginning. This Chelsea team has no venom. We got no bite. We score a goal and then we sit back rather than scoring a goal and wanting to get that second one or wanting to get that third. And until, we got a banger scored on us. Shout out to Jacob Murphy, until we got scored on, there was no sense of urgency. Second half, we come back and score a second. And I believe even after the second goal, there were times where we could have gone and scored the third. But, ultimately, shout out to our substitutions. Mihailo Mudryk was able to score and give us a chance to, extend that lead. And then, we ended up winning 3-2. But this was sort of the win that I expected Chelsea to kind of have to fight through for most of the year. Sterling, again, was very, very lackluster, very underwhelming. I'm kind of moved on. I'm kind of with Mike now. I'm moved on from Sterling. I thought he was going to be able to provide a little bit of security and consistency for us.
Really?
But for 2 years, we just haven't seen it. And at this point, I'm with Mike. It's kind of time to cut our losses.
He needs to leave the Prem.
The captain's armband.
What?
I think he needs to leave the Prem.
Oh, no. I mean,
I think he needs to go to an easier league just to show that he's amazing again, like as good as he can be. Because I think he's been here too long, forever. Actually,
You don't think Oh, you think he's
I
like?
think Modric should be starting over him. It's time we give Modric that run of games. It's hard to
No,
say
I feel
because
you.
most games he just shows flashes and he doesn't give you a full complete game. So it's hard to argue for Modric. But in the few weeks I when he comes in, or the past few games, he's given us a boost. He's pretty much doing what Sterling is doing for 90, 75, 80 minutes.
You're not wrong.
You might as well play the younger guy who, to get him going. I mean, this is the Mudryk I thought we were getting. The game today, the way he came in, took charge, even his goal. That ball was not for him. He just like, yo, I'm taking it. That's what I need to see from him. Like, be more demanding of the ball. He doesn't demand the ball like I think he should. And I think he needs to demand the ball. And they need to feed him more. They need to feed him more. But Cornelius really said everything. I mean, the lackluster Blues, the lousy Blues. I mean, we score a goal and it's like, wow, we scored. Let's sit back so we don't get another one scored. Let's just, we're good. We scored. Bro, that's how it feels. I'm watching these guys. I'm like, bro, you can score another one. You don't have to stop at one.
Yeah.
Right when we scored, it's like, okay, Newcastle, try and score on us. Literally, that was our reaction.
That's how it felt. Yeah.
We're just sitting back like, okay, can you guys try to score? No, we have to pressure them. We have to push. Get the second goal, get the third goal. But apart from that Liverpool loss and that disappointing draw against Brentford, we're still hanging on in ways that, you can look at it and be like, okay, let's give it some time. Let's not be too reactionary. But for the type of club we are and the fan base, everybody's starving. I mean, it's like we're just looking for something to be like, okay, we can hold on to this. But the inconsistency, it just makes it hard to, just be patient and trust the process. And that's where we are right now. You got to trust the process because it doesn't look like he's going anywhere soon. The guys we have are the guys we have right now. Can I say 90% of them are new? So it's not like, it's not like, oh, let's just get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
This man just got here a year ago, So it's like when you look at the realistic picture of Chelsea right now, just like you just got to let it. Like today, I wasn't even like, my prediction was 2-1. I thought we were going to win 2-1, but I was like, if we lose this game, like I'm not even tripping. It's like
you're tanking already.
I'm starting to realize the expectations of where we are, like the realistic view of where we are, and what we should be expecting from these guys. And
but that's
all we
why
ask is just the fight. That's all we ask.
I agree, but that's why I thought
Finish
this was a game that we win. One, we're at home. Liverpool or Newcastle has similar injuries to us. As far as the caliber of player that have injuries and the amount of players that have injuries. And they're only now they're 1 point above us on the table. So they're very, very comparable. And, it might be I'm biased. It might be I'm a little elitist. But at the end of the day, we're Chelsea Football Club, bro. I still hold us to a higher standard than maybe I ought to right now. But at the end of the day, I still hold my club to the standard that I believe that we can play at. And just like I said last week and weeks before, we've played the top 4 teams. We've drawn Liverpool. We've drawn City. We've drawn Arsenal. When you look at those top 4 or 5 teams in the league, we've had very, very favorable results. It's more so when we play these lesser teams that we kind of fall off and we kind of don't play to the standard that we should play every week. And that's kind of the growing pains of having a younger club. But today is, instead of one
the
of
energy was there.
The energy was there. This is what I expect from having a young club. Yeah, we go down. Yes, we fall, but at the end of the day, there's some fight. Like this is the first time I actually saw real fight. And as much as we let those 2 goals in, that I believe the first one was just us messing around in the back. We should have cleared the ball. The second one, we lose the ball, and that's just a great hit. But at the end of the day, this is what I expected from my team, and that's why I said it's probably one of my more enjoyable watches this year, just because I expected the win. I expected us to have a little bit of issues in the middle of the match, just like we normally do. We're Chelsea Football Club, but there was something that gave us that little spark in the end to get that dub. And I feel like this is the team that, if this is the consistency, even if we have some issues, if we're able to tighten it up at the end, I can move forward with this team. This showed me that Pochettino actually wanted to manage today. You know, he made the exact subs that we needed to do in order to get the win. You know, so for me, this is it was a growing, you know, we were growing in the right direction on manager and players. And for me, that's what I want to see. Even if we lose, even if we draw, at least show me that you're making improvements on the pitch and in the way you're managing a match. For me, I think Poch did well, and the players did well, you know, on the pitch in order to get us that win. So shout out to the boys, shout out to the 3 points.
Yeah, I think another thing, another bright spot is some of the players that are kind of coming into their own. Malagusto, Palmer, I'll say Disasi. Some of these guys that, you know, they're not the best we've seen at Chelsea Football Club, but anytime they're in the game, you can see the effort. You can see what it means to them. Like, they want to show their quality. Malo Gusto, I was sitting here today and I'm like, will it be a gamble to try to cash out on Reece James? Because, you know, like, I don't want to think too crazy because that's our club captain. You know, it's a crazy thought to even think, you know, selling him. But, like, I'm comfortable with Gusto, dog. I don't know about you, Cornelius. Like, I don't see us a reason to change him when Reece is healthy.
So shout out my boy Jack Linehan. He went to college with me, Miami University here in Ohio. He was actually in London. His dad and his sister all went to. He's a Chelsea fan. They went to the Chelsea Newcastle match today, and we were texting during the match. And you know, I'm reading our text thread right now. He said Malo Gusto is coming to his own. You know, like
literally, bro.
Exactly what
Every
you said,
game.
He said it's all Palmer and Gusto, and this was right at the beginning of the second half. And I texted him back. I said they're dictating the game now. This was after we scored our second goal. I said let's get 2 more, and then right after that he said Sterling. Oh my God, because that was after Sterling, you know, didn't score the ball to get that 3-1. And we were texting for most of the match, but 2 of the things that stuck out to me was what he said. Gusto is coming to his own, and what I was trying to say, Sterling or Gusto and Cole Palmer are kind of dictating the match. You know, when you look at this match, and I was texting him this, all the goals, I was afraid this was going to happen. They came from our left side, and who was over there? Cucurella, you know, and who was in front of him? Sterling, and who was on the left center mid? Chalobah, you know, someone who hasn't got a lot of playing time this year. So when you look at our team, our team was actually set up very, very well, but we have some deficiencies on our left side. Cucurella, you know, Chalobah, Sterling being one of those players that didn't really do much in this match, to be honest. But our right side is very, very favorable. When you look at the players we have over there, from Gusto all the way up to Cole Palmer, we have players that can dictate matches now. And it's been a very long time since I've seen Chelsea kind of dictate a match. This was one of those matches where I believe in the second half, even though they got, you know, their licks in, we dictated the match. And I texted my boy Jack. I said, look, Reece James, he has to earn his spot back. You know what I'm saying? When he comes back into this team, it's not just he's stepping into that right back position. He has to earn his spot back, and that shows how good Gusto has been this year. You know, shout out to Malo Gusto. He and Cole Palmer were going to be my shout outs this week, but just what they're able to do, the consistency that they show. And again, that first goal happened because we were knocking the ball around. Gusto just flails his leg and kicks it up, and they get it and turn it around. He's not perfect, but he's able to make that mistake in the first half. Second half was there were maybe 1 or 2 instances where he said I would have done something else. But he gave you a 7 out of 10 and 8 out of 10 the rest of the match. You're going to take those lumps. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So for me, I agree with you, Mike. I don't necessarily think it's time to move on from Reece, but he's not our main guy anymore. He's not the guy we have to rely on, and he's not our starter. He's got to earn his spot back.
I was thinking even if he comes back, and we play back 4. So it's gonna be interesting. You know, he's the club captain, but Gusto has been, bro, we don't miss you. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Like we really don't miss you. So
I
it's
mean,
like, you know, it's gonna be interesting.
you're playing without a captain. Your main captain's not in it. It's not. It's only better right now. That I think of that. That doesn't say the state of Chelsea Football Club at this time, where it's like the talent's there, but we got the wrong people in leadership.
Absolutely. The combination is just not right.
Yeah,
We still haven't found a combination. You know,
I mean, but like, who would be the leader there amongst? Because Thiago Silva, I feel like, is gone.
And I kind of said
he's
this.
done.
I kind of said this last week, and it's as much as I don't think he's the guy. It's got to be Conor Gallagher at this point, man. He's the most tenured
Really?
Chelsea. It's got to be
It
Conor
is,
Gallagher,
bro.
bro. He's the most tenured Chelsea player. And at the end of the day, as much as I don't appreciate everything he does for us week in, week out, that guy's work rate is crazy. The guy's work rate is high. And when he doesn't have to be the focal point of our central midfield, he can actually do things that benefit our team. At the, today, as much as I thought that Caicedo and Enzo had their, their pitfalls as well, our midfield looked great. We were winning balls in the midfield. We were advancing. I still think they need to play the ball a little bit quicker. I still think there are times. I still think there are times where they need to pick their head up and just play that ball a little faster. But at the end of the day, we had a very, very good midfield trio. And Connor may not be the most gifted player in the world, but I kind of said it last year, like how John McGinn is for Aston Villa. John McGinn's been one of those guys that's been with the team through thick and thin, and he's been able to grow with the team. And now you kind of just see him settle in as the captain. Although he may not be the most talented, he's the guy that kind of look towards the lead. He's the guy that kind of picks the ball up in the middle and is getting it in advanced positions. And I think Conor Gallagher has the potential to be that sort of leader for us. Not the best player on the team leader, but that guy who's able to pick us back up when we need that spark. And so
I agree.
And so it's tough. I know Trinity is saying, Connor is not the guy. I don't personally think he's the best player or he's the best.
We don't think that at all.
Yeah, but
not over here.
But for where our team is, I think we need our leader to be young enough to get these guys. He needs to be an English guy. He needs to be a Chelsea guy, but he also needs to be a little bit older than these young cats, but young enough to be able to rally them and know how to get these guys on the same page.
And available.
That's what we're missing right now. And availability is the best ability. We've been saying that, but Conor Gallagher right now for me has shown that he can be consistent. He's always going to play. And as much as, we may think he's not able to do everything on the pitch, he's going to work his tail off and he's going to give us 100% every match. So for me, that would be my guy if I had to pick someone.
I would hate to disagree. I would love to disagree with you, but I can't because it just makes sense. Most of our team don't even speak English like that. So it's like, he's the only guy that can really communicate with, the refs, can communicate with most of the guys, but he's the Chelsea guy right now. Reece is not available.
I would as much as I want it, as much as I would love it to be Reece, I haven't seen him all year, bro. He's played less than 10 games for us.
Bro, there's 10 more games.
Well, we qualify for a medal if the Premier League ended right now.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's bad. No. It's bad. It's honestly bad.
Maybe it's good that it's good then that Gusto's emerging because now, like maybe he's the actual like number one, and this guy comes in for the cup games. Like
y'all should have sold Reece to Saudi when y'all had the chance. Like I'm sorry, I know that's
Saudi. I still think
there was ever a chance to offload, I'm just saying if there was ever a chance to offload Reece, that this past summer was a chance.
Send him to Saudi.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I still think
I think we owe him a little bit more than that. We as an academy guy, as someone who's been on our team. I mean, Reece is like 24, 20. He's the same age as Mason Mount, around 24. He's still young, but he's been with Chelsea since he was on the first team as a 19-year-old, 18-year-old. So we got to give him his. We can't just set him out with no love.
There has to be an understanding that we cannot allow this progress Gusto has made to just go in vain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
We have to reward his performances. He's been good.
The same thing as Sterling, where like he's been in the league so long that I be forgetting that he's like, I did not realize he's 24. I thought he was like 26, 27. Let him go.
Yeah, no, he's still young.
Still young.
Yeah.
I mean, Gusto's getting looked at for the French national team now. Cole, there was Gareth Southgate. Cole Palmer's getting looked at for the English national team. So there's a lot that this young team in Chelsea has that is positive. That's very beneficial looking when we move forward. But it's just how do we get everything to kind of gel?
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see the team that we could potentially we're starting to see what Chelsea can truly be.
Yeah.
It just needs to be more consistent.
Thoughts on your 250 million pound midfield?
They need to be better, bro. They just need to be better.
I'm not.
It's okay every week.
I'm not as
good.
Yeah, I'm not as worried as the front three, but I think for how much they cost, we don't have that time to be like, oh, okay, like, we get it. You were young when we got you. We bought you off of potential, but it's like you got to get it going, dog. Like, you got to get it going, and they do have good games. It's not all bad, but like Cornelia said, you got to be quicker with the ball. Like, you have to be quicker, especially Caicedo, because he has a lot of chances where he could just play it, and usually when he does, it leads to something good.
I mean, he tried a few times today. There was that ball that he tried to play
to Jackson.
Jackson was 1v1. Like, you're starting to see it. But for me, like, my guy, you're paying 100 million pounds. You've been playing top league football your whole life at this point.
I think when it clicks for him, I think it's gonna click. Like he's gonna be good. Have y'all seen that video of him? Like when they were in the small sided game when he was at Brighton?
No.
This was like goals probably like maybe 10 yards apart. It was just like 1v1. And he was an animal, bro. He was winning every ball. Like, I'll send it to y'all.
I just hope, I trust the talent we have. It's just that will there be a time where we just have a full team to where we can properly assess guys and give guys time to play and be like, okay, this is your position locked down.
Bro, we
don't really still have that.
Will we call them world class? Those two.
Not yet. I won't say not yet.
No, I mean, like, you think they'll pan out to be like world class?
Yeah, the potential is there. Yeah,
I can't.
The
I can't
potential
say
is
that.
there.
I personally don't see it for real. Not yet.
I see Caicedo.
I don't see it.
Enzo, I feel like it would be one of those situations where you have to really be what do you call it, like health wise. He'll have to be like in really good shape and not picking up injuries and stuff like that.
Because when y'all say world class,
those guys, I don't really worry about those guys too much. Like, I really don't.
Like, I don't worry about them, but I don't think they'll be world class though. World class to me is
I think
like
the
top
potential
25,
is there.
30 players.
The ceiling is there. I think they'll be up there. But it's just, to me, if you look at most of the chances we miss, the chances that were created were from those guys. It's just that these guys don't put it away. So you don't see it often of their end product. You don't see, the chances they're creating being put away. So most of the things they do just go to waste. But those guys don't. I'm not too worried about those guys. It's the front, our attacking. Those guys are the guys that I really worry about.
Chelsea feels like a team that was built on Football Manager. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was on FIFA, where it's like, you see how it could work. You live like, these are all great pieces. It's just
it's not coming together.
It's not there. The lines ain't green. They like whatever color between the
this just needs time.
It's not.
This just needs time, and like, real talk, I'm just impatient, bro. Like, I wanted it to be this year that we got it together, but I'm clearly seeing that this is a process that we got to trust. Kind of like what Mike said. It ain't like I kind of sound like Salam. Next year,
it's always next year.
We gonna be fire next year.
That's always about next year. Even now. Out of all of our teams, I'm very excited about my team next year.
Well, Salam, what's up with Mason Mount? Chelsea are sending his regards, man. We haven't seen him. What happened?
Like I told you, like he's not. I don't know, bro. Like he was on the stationary bike. Now he's supposed to be back soon. They said back soon, but
bro, Mason could be playing the Conor Gallagher role right now, captain armband and everything. Just be patient, small. Like do the 1 year. Let's come on, man.
He wanted bigger things in his career.
Bigger things on the bench at Manchester United.
Yeah,
bro. No, Mason could have the armband right now if he was at Chelsea.
No, I think ideally, I think Ten Hag would have him, Mainu, and another midfielder. I think that's his ideal because him and Bruno can't play together.
You guys, go. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just think that he wants him to play in that role.
Are you guys gonna run Caicedo back next season?
Casemiro?
Casemiro.
Yeah.
Sorry, Casemiro.
I think he should stay. I think there's so many other players I would get rid of before Casemiro. But I know for a fact they said McTominay is off limits. I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't know.
Keeping him forever, bro.
They said him, Bruno, Rashford aren't going anywhere.
You know that's your man. You already know that though.
But that's the problem. I'm like, why?
As long as he don't start games.
Yeah.
Why not say that? Why not say that about like Mainu, Højlund, and Garnacho?
Oh, Mainu's not going anyway. If you guys fumble that,
yeah,
you're not coming back. I'm sorry, you can't fumble that. I watched that guy and I'm like, I've been holding back on saying this, but I'm gonna say I always say the crazy things anyways. When I watch Mainu, I see a lot of Clarence Seedorf. I don't know if you guys have made that connection yet. I don't want to say it because I'm like, they're gonna take it.
Bro, that's high praise. That's high praise.
Nah, seriously.
I like it. I like
Clarence Seedorf.
Yeah,
that is high praise.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He don't command no midfield like that. Not yet. I can kind of see where you're hinting at.
Yeah, the ceiling. I think he can get to that level.
Stop the cap.
That's crazy. That's
Malacia, man.
Malacia, yeah.
He's locked up.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, bro. He was supposed to come back. What's crazy is so when Reguilon was here, they cut the loan deal short because the medical team told the manager that you'll have two fully healthy left backs in Malacia and Luke Shaw. They'll be back. And here we are.
Shaw
came back. Shaw came back.
But ain't he gone again?
Yeah.
But he's gone. He picked up another injury.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're saying that he's gonna come back like later into the season.
Stop the cap.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. But Malacia is out for they said somewhere I read said June. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay, well, if it's that bad, then like I don't know. He just had surgery though too, so I don't know. Maybe
probably re-injured it again.
Could there have been a setback? Possibly. Hopefully not. All that I wish for is he comes back healthy. I thought he was actually good when he came back when he was playing. That first game when he played against Salah when we beat him last year, he was great. Lockdown. Mohamed Salah was like lockdown, but yeah, man. I don't know where Terrell is, but let's just get into predictions, man. Just very quickly.
So before we get into our teams, any big Champions League predictions? We got big Arsenal Porto match tomorrow, obviously, and then we also have Barcelona versus Napoli. Napoli and Barca is 1-1. Arsenal is down by 1 goal to Porto. Barca and Arsenal will both be at home.
Arsenal, whatever happens, like I feel like a loss in a Champions League would affect their mentality for the Premier League, or at least that's the Arsenal that I've gotten used to dealing with. Maybe a new one has been forged in the past couple of weeks, but the Arsenal that I've seen when if something like that happens, a loss in the Champions League, that's like, yeah, I just can see that shaking them for the game before, like for us in particular. And so there is no choice. They got to win. I think they'll be fine losing in the next round of the Champions League than they would right now against a Porto.
I agree. That's
why it's like it's at home. Y'all been firing like crazy. Do it here. And then, when you go up against one of the big dogs in the Champions League, then, no pressure on you to go past that. But right here, they have to win this because without it, mentality is gone. So I'm giving it to them.
It's a must win. You're right.
I'm giving it to them like 2-0, 2-3-0, just because of their form right now. But if they don't win, boy, we on their ass on the weekend.
I think it's a 1-1 game, to be honest. I think it's a 1-1 game. I think they're getting packed up.
You gotta roll them up.
I think Cornelius, I'll be sitting right next to you.
I know.
I'll be sitting right next to you. I'll be ready for that. They get packed up tomorrow. I don't know, but
bring the essentials.
Yeah.
The last game I watched, they did have good chances against Porto, but it wasn't like overwhelmingly like they dominated the game to the point.
Porto's tricky.
Okay.
Yeah, it was even.
It was it was a very even game. That's why I think Porto will probably try to sit a little bit, and they might break on them. But I don't see Arsenal not scoring, so that's why I'm giving them 1. I think they get 1.
Anything for Barca Napoli? Any predictions?
Barca is moving on.
Yeah, I think just somehow.
Somehow.
I just think that, and
I think it would be like a 2-0 type deal. I think the first game was 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you, bro. I really think.
1-1.
I think Porto is
2-0. Don't move on.
Yeah. And then on Wednesday we got Atleti versus Inter. Atletico Madrid is down 1-0 against Inter, but they'll be at home. And then Dortmund versus PSV Eindhoven. That is also a 1-1.
All these games are tight in this.
They are. And last week I thought that the Atleti Inter game would be high scoring, and it just ended up being 1-0.
Yeah. I think for that game I got Atletico going through. I think at home they'll be able to.
Yeah. My heart is saying Atletico, but my head is saying Inter.
I'm right with you, Mike. I want Griezmann to go through so bad, so I want Atleti. But something about Inter this year, they're just buzzing in the league.
Yeah, they're not losing games.
They kind of just been under the radar in Champions League too. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of just been winning and moving. Yeah. So I don't know. I want to say logically, I would go with Inter, but I would love to see Atleti go through.
Yeah, I think Inzaghi's the manager there.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you're talking about the team that got to the final last year, so they got something figured out.
Yeah, that's true.
They really don't lose games. They win. They've been winning all year, really.
Yeah. They're very, very at the top of Serie A.
Atletico is, struggling too. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. Dortmund and PSV. I think
Dortmund's at home. They should go through.
Yeah.
Sancho's going to have a big game. I can feel it.
He had a goal this weekend. Probably add an assist and a goal. I can see it.
It's been good, man. I just really think, I don't know, man. Obviously, our environment is not, very
conducive.
So I know how you feel. Why can't you just be good for us?
Yeah,
you have to go be good somewhere.
Like we've had so many players. Like why? I've seen you be good. I've seen you come, and then I've seen you be bad. I see you leave. I see you be good again. So it's just like, is it
us?
Is
it me?
No, yeah. But I mean, obviously, I think the league though too. Sometimes I just suit like he doesn't suit the way that we want to play. If he were to go to Arsenal or City, I feel like it'd be different with this guy. But I think he has loads of ability. Hopefully, we don't sell him in the summer. But I think Dortmund gets through.
Yeah. I mean, they better. That's another team. I'm tired of seeing them just
Yeah.
not do anything. Like I'm
Yeah.
tired. Like
You get us so excited and worked up, and then when we're all
every
starting to
year.
buy in, it's like,
Yeah,
where did
shoulda,
you
coulda,
guys
woulda
go?
ass team. I'm tired of them, bro. Like every time,
Every
last
time,
year
you're right.
with Bellingham and all them when you're supposed to get the lose it like
At
that.
that
last
last
day.
day, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Until it was like to Mainz or somebody weak too. It wasn't
Me
even
too,
like
yeah.
if I was in that Dortmund locker room, bro, it's silent.
Yeah.
It's quiet. Everybody's staying there and just having a. Not to get back,
That's
Dortmund better
crazy.
win.
Yeah.
No question.
And then our teams, we see we see Leicester, I believe, in the FA Cup
Pick up.
on Sunday.
Oh
Man,
damn, that's still an FA Cup.
Let's just get our winning move, bro. Yeah.
Oh wow, hold on, y'all still in the FA Cup?
You know we fighting still.
2 games away from the final. We win 2 games.
Wow, I just peeped it. I looked over on the knockout table. I looked over. It said Leicester, Chelsea. I was like, you guys weaseled your way into another quarterfinal. I swear.
You already know what it is. I told you we moving in the right direction,
You
my
guys
boy.
are always just finding yourself. Oh, Chelsea's in the quarter. That's the one thing about Chelsea.
We're domestically sneaky. We'll find ourselves in the semifinal.
That's the one thing about you guys. Low key though, just be like, oh yeah, it's the semifinal. Like
we'll be there. We will be there.
Y'all a cup team for real. If y'all get
we're a cup team for real.
Watch y'all get to the semifinals.
Jose, shout out Jose, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I fear that like we've seen the best of our teams, you know? It's like
Dude,
yeah.
I fear that every day.
like
I'm not gonna lie.
Like
Today I was literally driving thinking, wow, could Abramovich's era, like with Bully buying Chelsea, is that really it?
Yeah.
Like even we won, and I was thinking that could this be the end?
No, I because I saw the demise as soon as it was going on. I was like, this is gonna be bad.
Tough.
Y'all gotta get like us here. Because every year,
115 charges.
United.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Every year, I'm prepared for being relegated.
That's going to be an Africans Talk Football special.
That's
going to be a break.
Listen, I'll tell you, I'm ready. Either if they say we're gonna get relegated, they say Pep gonna leave. They say what's it called? We just gonna start. Everything's gonna have our oil.
Solo is on that mindset. I'm on. He's like, y'all niggas, y'all saw. He's like, y'all saw us lift the trophy. I don't care if we get relegated.
I'm gonna be here the whole time. Like, hey man,
like, you guys saw us win. 115 Solo.
I remember
at least
we
one.
won the first when we won the first trophy, the first PL all those years ago, and the thing everybody was saying was, "Can you do it again?" And we didn't the next year, of course. And I was like, okay, well, at least we got one. Little did I know. Then it was Pellegrini. I was like, oh, okay. Then Pep, he had a horrible first year, no trophies, barely got into fourth.
Man, do y'all remember the narrative? Oh, he can't do it in England. Oh,
it's
different.
Against Stoke.
What, 5 trophies later?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, how many Premier Leagues does he have? He has. I mean,
he has 4. Is it 4 or 5?
You got 5, right?
Yeah, I think he got you guys 5.
Because Liverpool won and they said he won the year before that, right?
Yeah, we won. He's gone 5 because he's
got it's 5.
Yeah, 5, and then they out of the past 6 years they won 1.
They've won 1, yeah.
But that's incredible.
Because the last one, because Chelsea won in the 16-17 season.
Yeah, and it's just been them since.
And I think it's been them and Liverpool since. So
yeah.
He could just like hunker down and just be like, "Hey, I could stay here for 8 more years and probably collect at least 5 of the 8." You know.
So the thing is about the Premier League, if you look at the trophy race, like for the clubs, I think we're literally 1 away from passing Chelsea right now.
You passed us.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
you passed us the last one. The last one. Yeah.
Mike, this is a different conversation. This is
that was my thing last season. I was salty they passed us.
So Manchester City is a bigger club than Chelsea.
Come on, man. Make your predictions, so
go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So nah.
Wow. That is an Arsenal fan behavior.
No cap.
Be like, oh, Nottingham Forest has 2 Champions Leagues. They're bigger than you guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember that used to piss me off.
Yeah.
We got 2 now.
Yeah, we got 2 in a modern
Yeah.
era too.
Yes, Nottingham Forest.
We had to see.
Nah.
We had to see freaking Madrid.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, Cornelius, we've seen some shit,
Bro,
we've seen some trophies.
Bro, for us to get both of our Champions League, those runs
Yeah,
make no sense
epic.
to me.
Bro.
Both of them runs
Yeah.
both make no sense.
Doesn't at all. The
second
final, the Bayern final, I had zero hope.
Yeah.
How come the team was out? Bro,
Yeah.
even when it was still 1-0.
Bro, the final was in Bayern. You can't make that up. You
Yeah.
can't make
in
that
their
up.
house.
I have Bosingwa in that man. He played he played well though.
He had a match,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
He played well. You guys, yeah, Wamata. Wow, yeah, man.
Kalu, Jogba.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I just feel
Yeah.
like we've seen it. We've seen the best already.
So stop ducking your
stop saying
prediction.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you see this weekend, and what do you think happens? Because I know what you're doing.
I'll give it to you. Hold on, here you go.
Yeah.
Manchester United versus Liverpool, FA Cup quarterfinal. Manchester United advances. No problem.
Oh,
No, seriously. I know Liverpool got
Where's
the
the
Euro-
game? Where's the game?
Old Trafford.
Oh, okay.
It's at Old Trafford. Which has meant nothing the past few times versus Liverpool. But no, I think this time they have a Europa League game midweek, but they're already up 5-1 on aggregate. So I don't think that they're really field that much of a competitive team there. So I think they'll be ready to go. But I don't know. I have a sneaky feeling that we'll knock Jurgen Klopp off his perch. And it'll be the end of his domestic cup run as well, too. As a matter of fact, it's going to be my lock of the week.
Okay.
oh.
Yeah. Manchester United will knock out Liverpool to advance to the semifinal of the FA Cup.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
I love the confidence.
That would definitely hit big. That's like what's the return on that? $1.50?
That's
Hey,
That's
two
funny.
on it.
I will
Put
say
two
though,
on it.
they if they were struggling to put away chances against us, maybe.
Nah, I mean, we'll give up the
They'll get one.
we'll give. That's
You're
the
gonna
thing with
concede
United.
for sure. Yeah.
With United, it's always we play at least down one because we'll give you one. It's just a matter of when and where and how. But no, I think we will, man. On the other
Man,
side
I hope.
is City Newcastle. I think Newcastle has no chance against Manchester.
They're
City.
home though, so
Yeah.
Whoa. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Y'all played
Watching the Chelsea game, and I mean Newcastle gave us I can't remember our last game against them, but watching the Chelsea game, I was like, okay, like they're like you said, clearly have some issues on their end that need to work through. So I thought we got this. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
this.
you guys got it. They have a lot of injuries. What's
Yeah.
his name even went out today? What's his name?
Uh,
I can't remember his name.
Gordon.
Yeah, he went out today.
Yeah, that's bad.
Wow. Y'all
Yeah.
rate Gordon like that?
For them.
No.
No, I
You think Anthony Gordon's better than Christian Pulisic?
Who said that? How did we get pushed?
So I want to hear you.
Wait.
You're
like
tripping.
You're just trying to bait
Hey.
somebody.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That's nuts.
He said it like he was trying to test the one.
Yeah,
The team was going to take the bait.
Nah, I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
Yo, Pulisic is actually having a good season, man.
Yeah,
That's a valid
Serie A
question.
is its level, man. It's his level.
and that's bro. And the issue with me is I actually liked Pooley. That's why when he came to Chelsea, I was like, look, man,
I wanted it to work.
this is gonna ruin my
It's just-
image of him because I actually like this kid. But when you play for Chelsea, a lot of that goes out the window because at this point I need wins.
Expectations, man.
No, that's a
Yeah.
valid question, though. I think.
Nah. Pulisic is better.
Okay.
Christian is better.
You know how I
than
feel about
Come on.
Pulisic, but I think
Yeah,
he's a good player.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Oh man,
I'm just
that
saying.
was funny, Salom. That was
Well, hey,
funny.
if I tell you this, if Jared Bowen was on Newcastle, they'd be doing better.
Yeah.
I mean, not Jared Bowen, but Jared Bowen's better than both of those.
I agree.
Is Jared Bowen better than Cole Palmer?
No.
Wait,
Cole Palmer.
Come on,
keep doing
Solo.
this.
Don't
Cole
even do that.
Palmer.
Don't do that. You don't do that. You know it's not true.
Oh, is he better than what? Oscar Bob?
yeah.
We-
Cole
Cole
Palmer?
Palmer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Austin Barber has to have Chime really show, but yeah.
Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
Bobby?
You don't know Obese?
OB.
OB?
Y'all don't know OB.
Bobby?
I-
Two first names. You don't know.
in senior football, I've never seen someone have the finish that he did to win the game.
Oh
That
yeah.
was-
Oh my
I've
god.
never seen that in senior football.
Especially for how young
too
he was.
composed, bro. It was way too
Too
composed.
composed.
That's
That was
different.
crazy.
You
I
what
would
you're
be,
talking about.
I would be tripping. Like, oh, let me just smack this in. No, think about it.
Bro,
You
even
don't
that
play
first
much.
touch, I was like,
You're
he
like,
trapped
oh
that?
shoot.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, man.
No, good stuff,
Alrighty.
man. You guys have any shout outs before we leave? Mine's gonna be the same as last week. Shout out Johnny Evans, man. My guy. I hope you get healthy for the Liverpool game because we'll need you. Yeah. So
Shout out my French friend, Malo Gusto. But also, man, again, man, shout out Klopp. You know, shout out Klopp and shout out Pep. It's sad to say it, man, but that was gonna be that was one of the best caps to a rivalry I've seen in a little bit.
Why do you say sanctions like it's a country?
They're gonna be playing in the Sunday League, Trini. They're gonna be playing in
The
Sunday League.
YMCA.
I think I've seen the best of United. Yeah. I mean, bro,
That one could be true, man. That one is a tough one.
the last 10, I just
It's been 11 since y'all won the league. That was nuts.
But that's the thing. As a United fan, it's like
It's about to be an Arsenal team.
yeah, it's like I saw this meme. It was like 3 buttons, and it was like
I can't show my face if that happens.
yeah. The meme. So it was 3 buttons. It says it was as an Arsenal fan, Arsenal win as a United fan. Would you rather have Liverpool win the league, Manchester City repeat for their fourth, or Arsenal win their first in 20 years? It's like, wow.
All your rivals.
I would rather,
You'd rather have
honestly,
I'd rather Spurs.
honestly, I would rather Arsenal win it. If you're asking me,
no way.
for me, yeah.
For me, I
Liverpool
can't see that happen. No.
Klopp win it on his way out. I'm not trying to see that, bro.
Yeah, bro. I agree.
When does
We might not be alive.
Hey.
Is that Ethereum? I don't know.
Hey, bro.
Like when we talking
Hey.
ETH.
Hey,
They're at -4 hogs right now.
hey,
How many
next
hogs?
year.
Dropping.
How many hogs y'all at? 2 hogs?
next year. Next year.
You said 10 hogs, 9
They're
hogs.
at 2.
So I've said next year the trophy's coming to Manchester. Which one?
Yo, I've been saying that. I said, the first time. Remember, they say we're in a title race. You guys got mad. We were the ones in second place.
Bro, I really want that back. Those were the funny days. United were on top of the league. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. United were on top of the league.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know that one 50 Cent line? He says, "Dang, homie, in high school you was the man,
man,
homie."
homie.
That's me to United
That
every
was
time.
him.
Dang, in high school you was the man, homie.
It can't be Eric Ten Hag out, bro. Come on. He gave us our first trophy in 2017. You can't even ask, like, I mean, Solo just came off of trouble, so I don't really have much to say there. But I mean, you guys used to always ask me, when was it in the last 4 years? How many trophies have you won? Arsenal fans, you can't tell me. But
the Community Shield.
I'll just say for my shout out, I gotta hop off, but my shout out would be to Akanji. He had the volley in the champ in the weekend, I think over the week. I mean, and he had to step in when Diaz was out. I was like, when I saw a team sheet, I was like, no Diaz, and they put Akanji in, and he did what he could. But I think really my shout out though is the Pep Klopp Liverpool City games. Like it really all ball, nothing else. Just let's get to it. So yeah, I'm gonna miss those.
All right. Well, shit. Last comment. He signed Mount, Anthony, and benched Raphael.
That's it.
Yeah, man. He also
we ain't even seen Mount for real. That's crazy, man.
No, Mount. Yeah. I don't know. Mount. Yeah, I don't know. I have nothing to say there. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and as always.